The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for high school basketball action here on WCMP. Tonight we'll see the Pine City Dragons getting set to take on the Mille Raiders. The following is a production of Tip-Off is coming your way shortly, but now we send it to the court for the pregame. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of girls basketball here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's contest between the Pine City Dragons and the Mille Raiders. This should be a fun one here between these two teams, as it is another Great River Conference matchup here for both of these squads. And Pine City is sitting atop of their Great River Conference right now, undefeated on the season. Mille has not had as much success as they would like to have so far this season, but they've still got the rest of the season to get it figured out, including here tonight against a very good Pine City team. And with games like this for a team who hasn't had the season they would have hoped for, these are huge learning opportunities, and that's not to say that they won't win, but it's going to be a long road to get the victory here tonight if Mille were to pull off an upset. As we go ahead and take a look at these two teams coming into tonight, we take a look at Mille. They have won 2 games so far on the season. They're 2-13 on the year, and they sit at 1-7 in their section, which is section 5A East, and they are 1 game ahead of St. John's Prep, who is last in that section 5A East. But this section is full of Great River Conference opponents. You've got Mille, East Central, Ogilvie, and Bram all in the same section. And it's a very stacked section, much like Section 6AA, in which Pine City plays in. So you've got 2 sections in which are very, very busy, just in terms of how good teams are. And this one, no different, as Bram sits on top of it. But Mille sitting here with a 2-13 record, 1-7 in their section. As we take a look at the Mille Raiders' schedule here, their 2 wins have come against East Central and Renshaw. And believe it or not, those were back-to-back wins for Mille. One was at home against East Central. The other one was at Renshaw, a 70-30 victory. That is the only time this Mille Raiders team this year has eclipsed the 50-point mark. Yeah, that's hard to believe, but otherwise they have not eclipsed that 50-point mark on the season. They've come close. They've had a 47 a couple of times, a 48 even, but that is the lone time they've eclipsed that 70-point mark, and you can bet that they are going to have to do that here this evening if they want to have a chance against Pine City. So don't count them out. They might just have a chance. These 2 teams will play back-to-back games. They'll play one tonight, and then on Monday they'll turn around. Pine City will go up to Isle High School to take on the Mille Raiders. So these 2 teams, back-to-back games here for these 2 teams. Again, Mille looking to try and turn the tide for themselves. Of course, they got the 1 win in the conference, the 1 win in the section, and they are looking to add another conference win here tonight, but it's going to be a tough, long road as Pine City will look to defend their home court. And Pine City on a roll as of late. As we take a look at the Pine City Dragons, they've got, 15 teams in their section, and they are ranked 5th out of all of them at 12-5 with a 3-2 section record. They are the highest scoring team, though, in this section, scoring 71 points per game for the Pine City Dragons. So they are, again, one of the highest scoring teams in this section, and that's really no surprise when you look at the talent that this Dragons team has on their offense and defense. Their ability to get to the net and score at will is just unmatched nearly. And when you take a look at their points given up, well, now you look and you go, well, they're kind of towards the bottom in that category. They're, I think, what would it be, 3rd from the bottom in that category. But these other teams are not scoring as much as Pine City. So Pine City is kind of able to I don't want to say but they're able to kind of give up more points that way because they're able to score these many points. Now, again, going forward, I'm sure head coach Ted Haas is going to be wanting this team to be holding teams to less points during games, especially once you inch closer to playoffs as we are. We're about a month, almost exactly away from playoffs for both of these squads. One of them is going to get a home game. The other one will have to go on the road throughout the entirety of the playoffs. Mille Lacs, unfortunately, probably going to have to go on the road. Pine City will get at least that one home game, and then they'll go to St. John's and St. Cloud State. There we go. That's what it's called. So they'll get at least one home game that's if they can continue on the nice one that they have been on. 3-2 in the section, 12-5 overall, but 8-0 in the conference. As we look at their schedule, they are currently on a nice little win streak here. 6 games in a row over Hermantown, Hinckley, Finlayson, Bram, Rush City, St. Francis, and East Central. So a very, very good win streak. And in that win streak, they've only scored under 70 points once, and that was against Bram. So looking at this Pine City team, man, are they strong. And looking at it, again, they've only scored under 75 points at one time. So it has just been an awesome road here for Pine City this year. Got back Sophie Latti, who missed all of last year with a knee injury, and she's back. She's going to the University of Wisconsin Green Bay, so congratulations to her. Chloe Lind going to go play collegiate basketball up at College of St. Scholastica, the Saints. I know Joshua Miron, if you were listening, he would go on some sort of tangent about how the Saints are so good, and I'm surprised. He's never mentioned that he needs a statue up there yet. I'm sure there's a day that it's coming, which he's going to mention they need a statue of him up at St. Scholastica, excuse me. So, but no, for Pine City, again, back-to-back games against Mille Lacs. Then after that, it doesn't let up. After Monday's game against Mille Lacs, they got to go on the road again, and this one gets no easier. They go to Bram next Tuesday, and that's going to be a fun one. Last time these two teams played, it was here in Pine City, where Pine City got the victory 66-42. I had a nice conversation with Zach Loy, the head coach for the Bram girls basketball team, and he said, I've never had a 20-point loss where it felt so close, and I think that just goes to show you that, that score doesn't really show how close it was, because it definitely felt like a 2-possession game throughout the entirety, even though, again, Pine City came away with a 24-point victory. It really didn't feel like it. It really felt like Bram was always just kind of 2 possessions away from that one, and it'll be interesting because a change of scenery can really make a difference in a team's performance, and I'm sure Bram is kind of counting on that, and they hope to go at home next Tuesday and get the victory over Pine City, but Pine City will look to stay undefeated in the conference. Then after those 2 games, Monday and Tuesday, they'll get a couple-day break before they come back home next Friday to take on Minnehaha Academy. Now, believe it or not, I didn't know this, but believe it or not, Minnehaha Academy is a AA school. I would have thought that they were 3 or 4A. No, they're a AA school. A team that has been to state a plethora of times, but they will welcome in Minnehaha Academy next Friday, and man, should that be a good one. We're going to see 2 teams battle it out. A team who is, it's almost tradition for them to be in the state tournament, and then Pine City, who's looking to get to that state tournament for the first time. I don't know about ever, but for the first time, definitely the first time since I've been going to school here at Pine City. So Pine City looking to really hold on to this nice streak that they've been on, but next week it's tough. And then after that, it doesn't get any easier. Then after that, the next week, the 14th, on Valentine's Day, they go to Foley, and then they wrap it up with 4 games in a row at home. Yeah, that's how they end the regular season. February the 16th, they'll host Ogilvie. Then the Friday the 17th, they'll host Chisago Lakes. Then Monday the 20th, they'll host Cloquet, and they'll wrap it up on Thursday, February 23rd, with a game against Malacca. So Pine City has I'd say probably one of the tougher stretch to end a season here coming up. Again, they play Mille Lacs once again, Bram once again, Ogilvie, and that will wrap up their conference schedule. So if they can beat Bram again, that will give them the conference crown, because they would have beat Bram, and Bram is the only team who can catch them right now. They have a 1-game, I believe it's only a 1-game lead over Bram right now as we take a look. It's only a 1-game lead over Bram. So if they beat Bram again next Tuesday, the conference crown goes right back to Pine City, or I should say it stays with Pine City, as they have had it for the last couple of seasons. So they will look for that win there on Tuesday and hope to keep the conference crown right here with them at Pine City High School. But it'll be tough. They've got a tough road. Bram is not going to make it easy next Tuesday, and Bram is going to give them everything that they can handle. And then they got Ogilvie, always a tough team. Ogilvie's third in the conference, and man, they are a tough team to beat, so don't count them out either. But then After that, they've got other tough teams like Malacca, who's in their section. Malacca's going to be a tough one. Foley, who's in their section. That'll be another tough one. Malacca's at 12-5. I believe they're in 4th, right above Pine City. Then we look at Foley. They have to go to Foley. Foley right now is 10-8 on the season, so it doesn't get easy here for Pine City by any means. Like I said, I think they have the toughest stretch to end a season out of any team, definitely in the section. So we're just about done with our pregame festivities, and we'll get a word from our fine sponsors. When that is done, our national anthem will have been played, our starting lineups will have been announced, and we'll be set for tip-off here inside Pine City High School for this girls basketball game here on WCMP. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. You're listening to Girls Basketball on 106.5 FM.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Right back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. The starting lineups here for the Mille Raiders is number 1, Anna Ludwig. And it will be number 5, Celia Simmons-Merrill. And it'll be number 12, Paige Strecker. Number 22, Caitlin Scheck. And 44, Brooklyn Erasm. On the other side here for Pine City, it'll be number 3, LSL. Number 5, Sophie Lottie. Number 10, Summer Thiemann. Number 12, Carly Jusak, and 14, Chloe Lind. Over on 95.5 FM, the Ram Bombers hosting Ogilvie in that game, being broadcasted by Adam Hefty. Thanks so much to him. And we are underway as Chloe Lynn will win the tip-off, give it right off. Far side to Carly Jusak for three, and it's through. Early three here for Pine City, and they are on the board early. And trying to get it up the court quickly are the Raiders, but it is tipped and stolen away here by Summer Thiemann. Now to Sophie Lottie. Lottie gives it off to Sell on the near side corner. Now spinning inside is Chloe Lynn. No good. She gets her own rebound. She'll give it back out to Jusak, top far side corner for no good from three. Lottie a long three. No good off the back of the rim, and it's rebounded here by Anna Ludwig. Here come the Raiders. Up with it is Simmons Merrill. Merrill will stand at the top of the key. Drifting to that far side, guarded by Lottie. She's trying to drive inside and got away. Nope, she didn't. I was going to say she got away with the travel there, but they called it and a travel, and that will give the ball back here to the Pine City Dragons. Sophie Lottie will inbound here to Carly Jusak. So Jusak will now bring it up the court here for the Dragons. Now across to Jusak, and now all the way across the court, far side for Ella Sell, who drains it from three. Ella Sell from three makes it 6-0 here in favor of the Dragons. And the Raiders will inbound here to Sheck, right back to Simmons Merrill. Simmons Merrill guarded well, trying to get up the court past Ella Sell, and she'll bounce past it inside here to Orazum. Orazum has it blocked and knocked away there by Carly Jusak. And now Sophie Lottie will take it all the way. Her shot is blocked there. I think that was Simmons Merrill who got the block, and it will go out of bounds last touched by the Raiders, so it will stay with Pine City. Pine City going right to left on that radio dial, and the inbound here to Carly Jusak. Far side three is good. Make it 9-0. So as I mentioned, Pine City going right to left on your radio dial. Raiders left to right. And here coming up the court, that's an ill-advised pass stolen away by Lottie, and she'll take it to the basket and get fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. So that one's going to go on Simmons Merrill, her first, team's first, and Lottie at the line to shoot two. First one's good. Dragons wearing their home green uniforms with the white letters and numbers outlined in black. The Raiders wearing their white away uniforms, red numbers and letters outlined in yellow. Lottie's shots are up and good to make it 11-0 with 16-17 to go first half. Inbound pass to Ludwig. Now Simmons Merrill will give it up here to Strecker. Strecker goes inside, but ill-advised pass is stolen away here by Chloe Lynn. She'll go deep down the court for LSL, who puts it up and in for two on the fast break to make it 13-0. Inbound here to Ludwig. Now to Sheck. Sheck pauses, and now she drives up the court, guarded. Now double-teamed, and she'll get it here to Ludwig. Ludwig on the near side gives it to Strecker. Strecker wants to drive inside, pulls up a little short. Two for Strecker, just outside the paint, and she'll get the Raiders on the board, 13-2. Lottie brings it up the court, thought about three, gives it off far side to LSL. Now to Jusak, all the way across court here to Summer Thiemann, who puts up a three, and they're just feeling it from three right now. Summer Thiemann hits a three to make it 16-2. Under 15.5 to go now as Simmons Merrill up the court and nearly stolen away by Lottie. Gets it to Orazum. Orazum here to Ludwig. That one's no good. Rebounded here by Chloe Lind. Give it off to Lottie. Now trying to give it off to Thiemann. Stolen away by Strecker. Strecker with the steal. Fast break offense is working, and they get it up to Sheck, who puts it up and in for two, 16-4. Lottie back the other way quickly to Lind on the far side elbow. Now to Jusak on the near side elbow. Lottie top of the key. She goes to the far side to Summer Thiemann, who's wide open from three, and it's good. Summer Thiemann for three to make it 19-4 now. Under 15 minutes to go. Strecker inbounds it to Simmons Merrill. Now to Ludwig. Ludwig pokes through a double team, but Lottie pokes it out of her hands, and Lottie drives to the basket, puts it up, and in for two. Lottie with two steals. And Simmons Merrill inbounds it here to Ludwig, back to Simmons Merrill. Simmons Merrill pauses. Now she'll start to drive up the court, and she'll give it off to Paige Strecker. Strecker here on the near side. She'll just put up a long two. It's no good. Chloe Lind with the rebound on that one. Up the court quickly to LSL for two. LSL left wide open there. And the Dragons lead 23-4. And a timeout called here by the Mille Lacs Raiders The Dragons off to a torrid hot start. You can't get any hotter than this. I think they've only missed one shot here in this first half already. They lead 23-4. And leading the way, LSL has 7 points, 6 for both Thiemann and Jusak, and 4 for Sophie Lottie. Lottie has 2 steals, 3 rebounds here for Lind, a block from Carly Jusak, and a steal each for Thiemann and Lind as well. We'll see if we get any changes here for either side. Dragons, no. 30 and 40 out there, it looks like. So I will try and get that updated as soon as I can. That 15 is Alexa Paulson. .30, that is going to be Mallory Van Buskirk. And that ball pass goes out of bounds. And then 40 is Abby Beanick. And we do get a timeout called here for the Raiders. Interesting. Oh, timeout called after that turnover, and the Dragons lead 23-4 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. EmbraceMN.com. So last time out saw no changes come for the Dragons in the lineup. We'll see if this one brings anything different onto the court. So far, doesn't look like it. No, that will not. They'll keep their starting 5 out there. Dragons off to, again. You can't get off to any hotter start. I think they've only missed, two shots maybe on on the night so far. So a really good start here for the Dragons. The Dragons will get set to inbound here after the turnover by the Raiders, and Lottie starts with it for the Dragons. She takes it just to the left, gives it off to Jusak. Jusak now goes across the court here to Summer Thiemann. No good on that one. And rebound there by Paige Strecker. And it looks like we're going to get the first foul here on Pine City for the night. It's going to go on Jusak, her first, team's first. Strecker inbounds quickly here to Paulson, and Paulson gives it off far side to Beanick. Beanick has her pass knocked out of bounds by Chloe Lind. Lind using those long arms just to get in the passing lane, and Strecker will inbound here to Paulson. Paulson wanted to go back to Strecker, now wants to go to Sheck, and she's in trouble, gives it to Sheck. They're going to have to be careful, the 10-second clock, and it's poked out, stolen away by LSL. She'll bounce pass here to Summer Thiemann, up no good. LSL with the steal, and then Thiemann with the shot up no good, but she'll get to go to line to shoot 2. And that is going to go against Alexa Paulson. Her first, team's second. Summer Thiemann at the charity line now. First one is up, no good. 23-4 with just under 13 and a half minutes to go. And checking into the game is Brooklyn O'Razum for Sheck. Caitlin Sheck checks out. So Summer Thiemann missed the first, but she drains the second. She'll hit 1 of 2 to make it 24-4. Strecker's inbound goes to Van Buskirk, and now right back to Van Buskirk, and Van Buskirk traveled. So Strecker passed it off to her, and Van Buskirk took too many steps before she stopped, and unfortunately, that'll give it back to the Dragons. She knew it too, unfortunately, and I'll give it right back to Pine City. Lottie again receives the inbound pass, gives it off to Jusak, far side. Jusak fakes the pass, now goes to Lottie on the far side, or near side corner here for 3, and it's through. Sophie Lottie for 3. She now has 7. Inbound here to Beanick. Beanick will drive it up the court. She pauses. She'll give it back to Strecker. Strecker here on the near side trying to get around the defender. Thiemann now gives it off far side here to Paulson. And Paulson in some trouble with Thiemann on the coverage and gives it off to O'Razum. It's stolen away here by Sophie Lottie. Lottie no good on the shot there from LSL. So Lottie gave it off there to Sell for the shot, but it was no good. Lottie and Sell check out for Let's see. It'll be Vivian Lottie and Mallory Klepper. Shot is up and through, plus a foul for the and one. So at the line for the possible three-point play is Chloe Lind, and the last foul goes on Brooklyn Orazum, her first team's third. And Chloe Lind converts to the three-point play. So 3 for her and makes it 30-4 as here come the Raiders, and that's Ludwig who gives it off there to Strecker. Strecker will drift to the far side. She's going to that far side corner, and Paulson brings it down. Now she's stuck, and she just wisely throws it off of a Pine City defender out of bounds. And yeah, when you're in that situation, there's not much that you can do. So a smart move there by Alexa Paulson just to throw that one off of a Dragon defender. Paige Strecker, her inbound pass is stolen away here. Officially Chloe Lind. Now quickly up the court to Jusak. Jusak, her shot is up and no good. And Paulson's going to bring down the rebound. Here come the Raiders with Strecker. Strecker on the near side, drifts top of the key, and nearly had it poked out by Vivian Lottie. Gives it to Ludwig on that far side, now into the far side corner, and it's going to be stolen away by Carly Jusak, and she was in some trouble as she dribbled it, picked it up, and then gave it back. And now over on the far side here to Piper Metling for 3. That's no good, and Strecker is going to get the rebound again for Mille Lacs. So the Raiders, again, another turnover. It's going to be stolen away this time by Carly Jusak. Jusak drives inside, gets around one defender. Oh, and a little too much on that layup. Attempt is no good, and Strecker another rebound here for the Raiders. A little bit too much sauce on that one from Jusak, as now driving inside and blocked from behind. Jusak just kind of waited on that one as Paulson went for the layup, and she just kind of stopped and waited for her to throw up the layup and just waited and whap, slapped it from behind. Strecker will also check out of the game here for the Raiders as Van Buskirk will inbound. She'll get it inbounded here to Simmons Merrill. She tries to drive inside, gives it off to Orazum. A long two is no good. Rebounded here by Mallory Klepper. Klepper will give it up off the court to the far side to Jusak. Top of the key to Lottie, Vivian Lottie. Now to Metling. Vivian Lottie, far side to Klepper, and this is poked and stolen away by Orazum. So Orazum gets a steal for the Raiders, and now she'll give it off here to Simmons Merrill. Merrill tries a spin move on Vivian Lottie. Lottie having none of it, and they collide just a little bit. Simmons Merrill trying to work her way inside, and she'll put up a shot. That's no good. Chloe Lind bringing in the easy rebound. Lind will drive it up the court quickly. She spins around. Her shot is up and no good, and I think we'll get a foul. That will send her to the line to shoot 2. Looks like Simmons Merrill may have got a hand in the face or an arm. She is okay. She was able to shrug it off. Thank God. No, we don't want to see anybody get injured. That is the last thing that we want to see in a sports game. Chloe Lind to shoot 2. First one's up. Good. 31-4 with 10:51 to go. LSL, Summer Thiemann, Sophie Lottie check in for Metling, Klepper, and Jusak. So Chloe Lind made her first. And she'll drill the second one. 32-4. Dragons with the lead. 10:51 to go. And this ball is inbounded to Sheck. Sheck will take it up on the near side. She'll give it back to Simmons Merrill. Simmons Merrill has a lane to the basket. It closes quickly. She gives it to Ludwig on the far side for Van Buskirk, and back to Ludwig. Ludwig keeps it from going out of bounds. Nice job, and now she gets into a double team. Tries to give it to Van Buskirk, but it goes through her legs out of bounds, and it will go back to the Dragons. So right now, we've seen the Raiders' ability to kind of get their offense going, but it's the turnovers that have just, plagued them here in this first half. Lottie has it. Front court, she'll give it off to LSL near side. Sell back to Lottie. Lottie goes to the far side corner to Thiemann. Back to Lottie, all the way across the court to Sell. Sell's going to drive inside, and she's covered up quickly. Now to Lottie on the far side. Elbow for 3. It rattles home for 3 to make it 35-4 in favor of the Dragons. Inbound here quickly. Now back to Simmons Merrill. Quickly to Orazum. Van Buskirk shot it up, no good. But following right behind her is Simmons Merrill, who puts it up and in for 2 off the rebound. Lottie brings it to the front court here for the Dragons. She wants to drive inside, gives it off far side to Chloe Lind. Lind fakes the shot, drives inside. That ball is tipped and stolen away there by Sheck. Sheck with the steal, and it's going to be stolen right back by Chloe Lind. So Lind makes up for that. Gives it off to Sell on the near side to Lottie. Far side pass to Summer Thiemann. She's going to put up a 3 from the corner. It's no good. Lind gets the rebound. She'll put up a shot, and it's in for 2. Lind another rebound, and shot up and in for 2, 37-6. Simmons Merrill leisurely went after that ball, and then it got stolen away here by Ella Sell. Now Ella Sell takes a 3. It's almost home, but Lind gets the rebound and gives it back to Sell. Now to Lottie. Lottie looking to drive inside, gives it back to Lind. Now to Sell. Near side corner 3. It's off the mark, no good. It's going to be Lottie with the rebound there. Lottie will take it out far side elbow for 3, no good. And Simmons Merrill went after the rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds off of a Dragon. So we've got Leah Reamer checking in for the first time here tonight. Remer. Never know how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but I never know how I'm supposed to pronounce it. So Remer, as this ball is tipped and stolen away, it falls in the arms of Chloe Lind, so she'll get the credit for the steal. And quickly up the court here, LSL near side 3, and she's trying to get it going, but that one just didn't fall. The rebound is poked out to Chloe Lind. Lind another rebound now. She gives it to Sophie Lottie here. Far side elbow, now far side corner, Lind. Lind goes all the way across court here to Summer Thiemann. She'll put up a 3 on the near side elbow, no good. And Lind is going to get the rebound, but she pushed a little too much into the back of Beanick. They're going to get her for the foul. So Lind with her first and the team's second. 37-6, Dragons lead. We'll get a couple substitutions here. It'll be Vivian Lottie, Chloe Lind, and Summer Thiemann who check out. Mallory Klepper, as well as Carly Jusak and Piper Metling check into the game. Paige Strecker can't pull down the pass cleanly, but she somehow gets it off to Reamer. Reamer drives inside, tries to go inside. The pass is stolen away there by Lottie. Lottie quickly up the court to LSL. Sell puts it up, in for 2. The breakaway offense right now for Pine City just flourishing. As Strecker trying to take it up the court, 39-6, they trail. Strecker tries the spin move, gives it off here to Orazum. Orazum gives it off near side corner for Sheck for 3. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound still up for grabs, and we're going to get a jump ball opportunity. Possession arrow favors the Raiders, so they will hold on to it. That was a good look there for the Raiders from Sheck for 3, but just off the front of the rim. Just a little more oomph on that one, and that falls through, and you might think that can get a team going. Inbound, and it's going to go off the foot of Jusak, so it would have either been out of bounds or a kick ball by Pine City. Either way, it would have stayed with Mille Lacs. Strecker quickly inbounds here to Sheck. Sheck lost it on the tip from Sell. She'll give it inside to Strecker, and somehow it gets to Reamer, but then we're going to get a foul here on Pine City. I think they're going to call Piper Metling for that one. They will. Her first, team's third. 7:43 to go here, first half. Dragons lead 39-6. Strecker looking to inbound, and that one is still up for grabs. And held on to by the Raiders. It's Orazum who keeps it alive. Now Strecker gives it to Beanick. Beanick trying to drive inside. The ball is tipped up, but it gets to Strecker. Strecker will bounce it off the foot of Lottie. And Strecker was double teamed there and just smartly decides to throw it off the foot of Lottie. Inbound here to Reamer. Reamer has it poked out and stolen away by Sophie Lottie. Lottie will take it, give it off to LSL again, streaking down the court to put it up and in for 2. LSL way out in front of that one, and she's able to get that one up and in for 2. Here comes Strecker. Now gives it off here to Sheck. Sheck goes to Strecker on the far side. Trying to drive inside. Looks like she's going to get fouled. So another foul here on Pine City will be their team's 4th. Looks like Mallory Klepper. It will be her first. Summer Thiemann, Chloe Lind, Vivian Lottie check into the game for Sell and Klepper. Didn't see the other Dragon who came out. Inbound quickly here for the Raiders. Oh, and Erasm got up a shot, but she traveled before she got it off. So we'll go back to the Dragons. 41-6, the Dragons with the lead. Under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Lottie on the far side, trying to find a lane to drive inside. She'll back it out to Summer Thiemann, and Thiemann can't get up a 3 opportunity. She'll give it off to Lottie, Vivian Lottie, and now back to Thiemann. Thiemann at the elbow. She'll give it across to Sophie Lottie for 3. That's good. Sophie Lottie for 3 to make it 44-6. 6.5 to go here, first half. And there goes Sheck, who gives it back to Strecker. Now back to Sheck. Lynn nearly with the steal. Sheck puts up a 3. No good. And Jusak with the rebound. That's her first, as now she'll give it off to Chloe Lynn for the fast break opportunity. She puts it up and in for 2. Chloe Lynn has been the rebound machine here tonight as the Raiders go quickly up the court. Erasm, and they can't, unfortunately, hold that momentum. That would have been awesome to see if they could have kept that quick pace momentum there on that pass up the court. And Reamer, oh my goodness. The unforgiving bounce there, rebounded by Jusak. Jusak gives it off on the near side to Thiemann. Thiemann nearly had it stolen away by Beanick. She holds on to it, gives it to Lottie top the key. Lottie will go inside to Jusak. Jusak tries to spin around from 2. She'll give it out to Thiemann for 3. That's going to come up short. And the easy rebound here for Lind. And not sure the call there. I think they're going to get Mille Lacs. Yeah, they got Mille Lacs for a foul. It'll be their team's 5th, and I think they got Beanick. They did. Beanick with her first, and the team's 5th. Checking in is Paulson. Strecker will also check out. She'll get a break. Van Buskirk checks back in, as does Ludwig and Simmons-Merrill. Inbound here to Lind, and she puts up a shot. It's no good, but she was fouled. And she'll go to line to shoot 2, 46-6. The Dragons lead. This time it is against Van Buskirk, and that's her first. Team's at 6th. Lind is up and good on the first one. 47-6, 5:40 to go. So Lind up and no good on the second one. She makes 1 of 2. Rebounded here by the Raiders. Simmons-Merrill. Merrill looking. She'll pass it off here to Paulson. Paulson trying to get around Vivian Lottie. Vivian Lottie with good defense, but Paulson drives inside, puts up a shot. It's through. Plus the N1. I think they're going to get Vivian Lottie on a foul this time. It'll be her first and the team's 5th. So the possible 3-point play here for Alexa Paulson as she drove inside, put up a little floater as it fell through. And Paulson no good. So she'll get the 2, though, and make it 47-8. Lottie quickly up the court, tries to get around Ludwig, passes it back to Thiemann, now to Lynn, to Vivian Lottie for 3 on the near side elbow. No good, it comes up short. And Jusak right there for the rebound, and far side for 3 is Thiemann, no good. Lottie with the rebound that time. Lottie wants the 3, instead she'll give it inside to Jusak. Smart pass, and a beautiful shot there from Carly Jusak. That's called being unselfish. Lottie easily could have taken that 3 and probably drained it, but instead she gave it off to Jusak inside and for the easy layup. And again, the Raiders quickly get up the court, so if they can keep up this pace here, they could get something going for their offense. They trail 49-8 as Ludwig nearly had it poked out and stolen away. This time she will. It's going to be Sophie Lottie, and Lottie will take it to the basket. No good as she was fouled. Great sportsmanship, though, as helping her up is Paulson. So Lottie will go to line to shoot 2. And from here on out, it'll be 1-1 until they reach 10 fouls. And I did not see the number they got that one on. First one is up and good from Lottie. And did they get that on Ludwig? They did. Her first, team 7th. Vivian Lottie checks out for LSL. Piper Metling also checks into the game for Vivian Lottie. Lottie made the first one. And she'll get the second one to roll home. Now checking in for Sophie Lottie is Mallory Klepper. 51-8 is the Dragon lead. Back and forth. Simmons-Merrill will get it back, though, and she'll give it off now to Ludwig. Ludwig on the near side. Ludwig, she'll give it to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk turns around, and she wanted to go, but this one quickly stolen away here by Lind. Lind gets around one defender, passes it back, no-look pass to Jusak for three, no good. And Sell is going to grab the rebound for Pine City. Sell gives it off to Jusak, yes. Now goes all the way across court here to Klepper. Three is no good, and it's rebounded here by Ludwig. Anna Ludwig, the rebound here for Mille. Simmons Merrill takes it to their front court and nearly had it poked out. She did, but she got it back. She drives through the defense, puts up a shot. It's no good. Chloe Lind with the rebound. Quickly up the court to Sell, and she wisely stops in her drive and then gives it off to Jusak, who puts it up and in for two. That's one of those situations where Sell was just kind of out of place there on her dribble as she lost her drive as well, and then she just stopped, waited for the offense to catch up, threw it inside to Jusak, who put it up and in for two, and that pass goes right into the hands of Lind for the steal, and then the pass intended for Sell down the court is just over her head. It will go out of bounds and go right back to the Mille Lacs Raiders. Strecker, Scheck, and Orazum check back in for Van Buskirk, Ludwig, and I believe Paulson. No, it's not Paulson. So Van Buskirk. That pass is tipped and nearly stolen away there by Klepper, but it's going to go out of bounds, and it will stay with the Raiders. 53-8 is the Dragon lead. 3:20 to go here in the first half. Simmons Merrill has that ball poked away by Jusak, and now she gets around, and she had a lane to the basket. They're going to call her for a double dribble. Oh, my goodness. She had a wide open lane to the basket, and I'm sure that one would have been an easy two, but again, the double dribble causes a turnover, and the Dragons get it back. Jusak will take it up the court here with Ellis Sell, and she'll go inside to Lind. Lind, a beautiful job bringing that pass in. She puts up a shot. It's no good, but she was fouled, so she'll go to line and shoot two. This foul is against Simmons Merrill, her second, team's eighth. And Lind at the line to shoot two. First one's through. 54-8. Dragons with the lead. And second one is home as well. (55-8). Under 3 minutes to go. Simmons Merrill spins, gives it off. Far side to Scheck. Scheck trying to get around the defender, Klepper, and now she'll give it off here to Paulson, and then get a foul call here on Pine City. Leads the team's sixth. And the second here on Piper Metling. Raiders will get set to inbound. It's Paige Strecker. And Strecker is only a sophomore. Simmons Merrill gives it off here to Scheck, Now from the far side to Paulson. Paulson waits just a moment. Now tries to drive inside. She lost her dribble, but picks it back up. Her shot is no good. Jusak was right there, ready for the rebound. Pass deep down the court to Sell. Now to Lind, to Jusak. Jusak near side pass to Klepper. Klepper tries to drive inside. She'll hand it off to Metling. Metling will go to Lind. Lind will come back to the ball, and that's a great job by Lind to just realize where the defender is at. And she spins around, gives it off to Metling. Now to Jusak. Far near side three is no good. Rebounded there by Klepper. She'll give it off here to Sell, to Klepper, to inside to Lind. Back out to Jusak for three on the near side elbow. No good. And rebound here by Paulson. Paulson will bring it up the court for the Raiders, and she'll wait for the offense to catch up. Now top of the key here to Simmons Merrill. Simmons Merrill trying to get around LSL. She had a shot opportunity maybe, but she'll give it off instead to Orazum. Orazum now to Strecker. Strecker on the far side corner. Trying to get out of trouble. Nice spin move. She's going to drive inside, put up a little floater. It's no good, so she gets her own rebound. Ill-advised pass is somehow the Raiders come up with it. It's Scheck who gets it back to Strecker, and Strecker will lose it. I think it went off of her own toe. Strecker loses the dribble there, and Again, I think it went off of her toe. Summer Thiemann, Vivian Lottie, Sophie Lottie check back in for Jusak, Lind, and who's the third one? I did not see who the third Dragon was that came off, so I'm going to find that out. Klepper with it, now to Thiemann, top of the key. Now to Vivian Lottie in the far side, near side corner for LSL for three. LSL is putting on a clinic here in this first half, as is Lottie and Lind and Jusak. I mean, they're just putting on a show right now. It's Sheck who has it. Sheck trying to dribble into that far side corner. She'll give it off to Strecker. Strecker nearly lost it. It's still up for grabs, and it's going to be Mallory Klepper who comes up with the steal. She tries to drive inside. Her shot is up, no good, but they're going to get Klepper for a charge. So that'll be Klepper's second, team's seventh. And it won't send them to the line for a 1-and-1 just because Strecker did not have the ball in her possession. So she will not go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, and they will just instead inbound it here to Sheck. Sheck back to Strecker. Under a minute to go. Strecker on that far side. She'll pause, give it back here to Sheck. Sheck will give it into the near side here to Ludwig. Ludwig has a lane. She stops. Wants to go back to Sheck, and that one nearly stolen away by Pine City, and then we get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Dragons. The Dragons will have it back with 35 seconds to go here in the first half. Mallory Klepper will get set to inbound to Sophie Lottie. Lottie will, pretty sure, just try and drain some of this clock, as Pine City will for sure look for that last shot here of the half. And Lottie trying to get around one defender. She pauses, brings it back top of the key, and again just dribbling off more of the clock. She'll give that off to Klepper. Now back to Lottie. Lottie's just going to pull up a three, and that's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Orazum. And the Raiders have a chance for the last shot. Strecker. Oh, maybe an ill-advised shot there. And that will bounce out of bounds with .0 to go. So that will be halftime here in Pine City. The Dragons leading over the Mille Lacs Raiders 58-8. We'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll recap this crazy first half here for Pine City. They put up 58 points. Could they be on their way to 116? I think they'll take their foot off the pedal before that, but there's still a chance that those younger players who will check in here in the second half will keep scoring and try, and maybe they will. We'll see. It is 58-8 here in favor of the Dragons here at halftime in this girls basketball game between the Pine City Dragons and the Mille Lacs Raiders. You're listening to Girls Basketball on 106.5 FM, AM 1350.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com. The Pine City Dragons lead the Mille Lacs Raiders at halftime 58-8. They had 18 total steals in that first half, 17 fouls. I'm sure if Ted Haas is talking to the girls, he's saying, hey, we need to clean it up just a little bit. We played a pretty good first half, but we need to clean things up a little bit. Leading the way, scoring-wise for them, was Sophie Latti with 15, 14 for LSL, 12 for Chloe Lynn, and 10 for Carly Jusak, then 7 for Summer Thiemann. 9 rebounds for Chloe Lynn in that first half, so she could have a triple-double, honestly. She had 6 steals in that first half as well, so she gets 1 more rebound, 4 more steals. There's a triple-double for you. Sophie Latti, only 2 rebounds, but they kind of let Lynn kind of do all the work inside, but she had 6 rebounds as well, did Sophie Latti with those 15 points. So everything's just kind of going Pine City's way right now. The 3 games working, and I think one of the things that I noticed too is just the confidence that a team has, and I think confidence is a huge thing for a team, because if you feel and you know that you're going to hit those threes, you're going to hit those shots, that is so huge. And sometimes you can just tell that players are like, I don't know if I'm going to make that, or oh, that was a little bit rough of a shot, or oh, that one might have been rushed. You can tell when they feel a little bit off. So I think Pine City tonight just is so confident, and I think they feel like they know that they can hit all of their shots that they're taking. So I think that is a huge part. On the other side, only 8 points to talk of for the Raiders. Simmons, Merrill, Scheck, Paulson, and Strecker each have 2. 4 rebounds, though, for Strecker. They have 3 total steals. They did have a block from Simmons, Merrill, and 8 total team fouls there in that first half. So if you are Pine City, no need to change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. On both sides of the ball, they have, again, 18 steals there in that first half. I doubt we'll see 18 in the second half, but you never know. I'm pretty sure they'll take their foot off the gas pedal here in the second half. And if they continue to score, if Mille Lacs doesn't come out and score 50 straight points, we'll see. Mille Lacs, they've you can see when they get things going, you can see that they've got a little bit of momentum here at points in time, but they just can't continue it because they get up the court so quickly and they move around and they've opened up some lanes for themselves, but it is the turnovers. The turnovers have absolutely, there's no other word for it, have plagued the Mille Lacs Raiders here tonight. If they don't have half the turnovers, this game is a lot closer than what the score shows right now. And again, Mille Lacs, if they could get a couple more things to fall their way, it would be a different game because, again, turnover-wise, if they could cut down the turnovers, again, just in half, this game would look much different here at the halfway point of this game. But give credit to Pine City because they are just going after Mille Lacs right now. I mean, it's you've got, as we look at Pine City, you've got Sell, Lottie, Thiemann, Jusak, Linda. Their starting five each at least have one foul. Then you've got Mallory Klepper with a steal as well. So plenty of steals to go around here for the Pine City Dragons. As I mentioned, their starting five, each one of them have at least one steal on the evening here tonight. So for Pine City, no need to change anything. But again, for Mille Lacs, if they can just kind of maybe just settle it down a little bit on offense. I love how quickly they get up the court. So continue to do that. But once you get up court, kind of wait for the offense to catch up behind you, and then find those lanes. They found those lanes to drive through, but then hold on to the ball. They've struggled with that. Again, turnovers-wise, just a plethora of turnovers on Mille Lacs, and if they can cut down on the turnovers here in the second half and keep finding those lanes, they're going to find some success here in the second half and really, really start to turn things on. 6 minutes to go over, I believe, in North Branch. It's a boys basketball game where the North Branch Vikings lead over Cambridge Isani 47-43 with 6 minutes to go. Wow. It was a Cambridge Isani lead there at half as I try to take a look quick. Thanks to Joe Lattimore again for providing that update. Yeah, Cambridge Isani was up at the half 33-23, and now it's North Branch 47-43 with 6 minutes to go. Wow. Did not expect that one to go that way. I thought Cambridge Isani would have the win there. I believe Cambridge Isani already beat North Branch, so very interesting score, and I think it was a little lopsided last time they played, but that doesn't mean that just because it's lopsided once that it's going to be lopsided again. That is not the case, especially in conference games. I mean, conference games are just so much tougher to win. Pine City, though, has full control here in this one on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Dr. Severs is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They're also helping you find a smile you embrace forever, and they also want your customized smile journey to start with a free consultation because the team over there wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Plus, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, you can ask them about financing options. They want to find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. Dragons will have their starting five out there to begin the second half, and I'm sure they will play, depending on what the score will be, about 5 minutes. Maybe a little bit more before we start to see some of the bench players and the JV start to work their way in. Raiders will start with it, and 5 count coming, but she gets it off in time to Simmons Merrill, did Paulson. Merrill almost had it poked out by Sophie Lottie. Lottie kind of just shrugs it off. She didn't agree with the call, and it was close. That's going to be her first. She just looked at her head coach, Ted Haas, and just kind of shrugged it off, said, well, it is what it is. Inbound here to Paulson. Paulson has a lane. She drives inside and spins around, puts up a shot. She'll get it to fall home. And that's what I'm talking about. They got to be a little bit more aggressive on driving to the basket and just take some of those shots that they aren't so comfortable with because sooner than later they're going to get to fall. Sophie Lottie drives inside, backs it out to Carly Jusak for 3, and it spins home. That one looked like it might pop out, but it spins home for 3, 61-10. Bringing it up the court is Sheck here for the Raiders. She'll give it off to Simmons Merrill. Now inside to Strecker. Strecker will just pull up from the free throw line. Off the front of the rim, no good. Jusak with the rebound. Up quickly to Lottie. Lottie gives it off far side to Summer Thiemann. She checks her heels and sees that she's not out of bounds. And passes it off to Lynn. Now to LSL. Near side 3 is good. LSL stays hot here in this second half. Make it 64-10. And that clock will continue to run. Under 17 minutes. Simmons Merrill trying to drive inside, gives it inside to Van Buskirk. Now outside to Sheck for three, no good. Strecker will get the rebound. She puts up the shot. That's no good, and Jusak easily with the rebound. Quickly up the court to Sell, and Sell, layup is good. Sell leading the team now with 19 points. And it's Lottie with 15, the next closest. That's Sheck, who had her pass stolen away. It was tipped around. Lynn will officially pick it up, going inside to Jusak, and that shot a little bit ill-advised. And Lynn will swipe in for the rebound, give her 10 on the evening, and then a three from Summer Thiemann. Make it 69-10. Great job there by Chloe Lynn to just shoot in out of a different universe. Must have been a porthole. A portal. There we go. And she found out there. And this pass, ill-advised, stolen away here by Summer Thiemann. And she's going to try to reverse step. It's no good. And rebound there by Paulson for the Raiders. Paulson brings up the court, quickly gives it off to Strecker. Strecker stops just outside the paint, puts up the shot. It's no good. Still up for grabs on the rebound. It's Paulson once again. Paulson gives it to Strecker. Now to Simmons Merrill. It's on the court, and Thiemann and Simmons Merrill will just kind of lay on it, and the possession arrow favors the Dragons. So all goes back to Pine City. 15:36 to go. Strecker will get a break, and she's been all over here tonight. She's been their kind of leader here. As Lottie will now take it up the court for the Dragons off the far side to Summer Thiemann. That's on the mark, but just on the back of the net, and it's rebounded by O'Razum, or back of the rim, I should say. Simmons Merrill tries to find a corner to run through on that far side. It's poked out by Lottie. Simmons Merrill gets it back. She wanted to pull up from the free throw line, probably could have. Instead, gives it off here to Paulson, who puts it up and in for two. Paulson, all of a sudden with 6 points, leads the Raiders. Lottie looking to drive inside. She gives it out on the near side corner for three for LSL. That's no good. Great box out here by the Raiders. Van Buskirk with the rebound and getting it up the court quickly to Sheck. It's poked out by LSL. Or was that Thiemann? It was one of them who poked it out. And a substitution here. And looks like Metling, Vivian Lottie, Klepper, as well as, I believe it's Paige Gray who check into the game. Only starter out there is Chloe Lind. She nearly gets the steal. Simmons Merrill puts it up and in for two, plus the N1. Second team foul here on Pine City in the second half. Didn't see who it was on. But again, Simmons Merrill going to get it on Vivian Lottie, her second. And then Simmons Merrill completes the three-point play. Make it 69-15. We get a buzzer, though, and I think we'll get a substitution. We will. Ludwig will check back in for Simmons Merrill. As Klepper will inbound here to Lind. Lind to Metling, now to Klepper. Klepper gives it off to Paige Gray. Now to Vivian Lottie. To Klepper, inside to Lind. Lind back out here to Piper Metling for three. And it rings around the rim a couple times, but falls through. 4-3, 72-15. Under 14 and a half to go. Ludwig with it. On the pass from Paulson. Ludwig working around the perimeter. Stops. Gives it off here to Paulson. Paulson looks to drive inside, and she'll just hand it off there to O'Razum, and O'Razum's going to get called for the travel. Ball goes back to Pine City. 14 minutes to go. 72-15. The lead for Pine City. Metling inbounds here to Lind. And Lind has a double-double with 10 steals and double-digit points. That ball looking inside to Chloe Lind was poked out by Van Buskirk, but I believe they're going to get her for the foul. Yes. So Van Buskirk called for the foul. Her second, team's first. Paulson will check out. And in for her for the first time here this evening is Abby Skogan. Lind shot is up and good. Plus the N1. That'll be on Van Buskirk, her third. Oh. But Lind for 2 plus and 1 opportunity. No good. So she'll pick up just 2, and the rebound there by Ludwig. Ludwig will give it to Scoggin. Now it's stolen away here by Lind, and Lind another steal. Puts it up and in for 2. And Lind had 6 in the first half, now has 8 total. And she could close in on a triple-double with 2 more steals. Sheck has it. She'll give it out to Scoggin. Or Scoggin. I believe it's Scoggin, though. Now to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk now to Ludwig. Ludwig finds a lane. She looks to drive inside. Nope. Gives it back to Sheck. That's no good. And we're going to race after the rebound, but it's going to go off of a Raider out of bounds. Back to Pine City with 13:10 to go. 75-15. Lottie, Sell, Thiemann, and Jusak will check in. For Metling, Gray, Lind, and Klepper. Staying out there. For the Dragons is Vivian Lottie, as Sophie Lottie will bring it up the court. Sophie Lottie gives it back to Vivian Lottie. Lottie to Lottie, now inside to Jusak. Jusak outside to LSL for 3. Oh my goodness, LSL is on fire right now. She has been since the get-go, but she stays on fire. Strecker going to drive inside, pulls up just from inside the free throw line. It's no good. Rebounded here by Sophie Lottie. Lottie quickly up the court, gives it off to Thiemann. Back outside to LSL for 3 again. It's through. Holy moly. LSL. 25 points right now. Let me see if my math's right. 17, 20, 23, 25. Wow, have a night, LSL. 25 points for LSL. It's 82-15. We get a timeout called here by Mille Lacs. That'll be their third. They'll be left with 2. 82-15 is the Dragon lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics. Custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lynchburg, and Cambridge. EmbraceMN.com. So the Dragons may be on their way to scoring 100. They're 18 points away. We'll see. Looking at updates here, Timberwolves not doing so hot against the Magic tonight. Hopefully they can turn things around. But here in our game, it's all Dragons, 82-15, with 12:30 to go in the game. Mille Lacs Strecker will inbound here to Sheck. Sheck drives inside, puts up a shot. It's no good off the front of the rim. It's rebounded there by Scoggin. And then it's tipped out and taken back by the Raiders. And Sheck gives it out to Ludwig for 3. That's no good. Jusak is right there for the rebound. Quickly up the court to Sophie Lottie. And Lottie puts it up and in for 2. She has 19. Or, excuse me, 17. I can do math, I promise. Strecker drives inside, stops at the free throw line, and she's guarded, gives it off to Scoggin. Scoggin had it poked out by Thiemann, now gives it off here to Sheck. Sheck for 3, and that's good. Kaylin Sheck for 3, 84-18. Well, Kaylin Sheck trying to get her team going with a 3 there. Now to LSL, she thought about 3, but Ludwig right there guarding her very well. Gives it off far side to Vivian Lottie, does her sister Sophie. Now to Thiemann, back to Vivian on the far side. Inside to Jusak. Jusak puts up a shot, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts up another shot, it's no good. Rebounded there by the Raiders of Ludwig. It's Strecker who has it on the far side. Sophie Lottie guarding her well. Almost had it poked out, but Strecker holds on to it. Now goes inside here to Orazum. Orazum shot up, no good. She kind of got away with a steal, or a travel there, but she gets fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Vivian Lottie, her third now. And the team's third as well, 84-18. Orazum at the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Lind, Metling, Gray, and Klepper check in for Jusak, Vivian Lottie, LSL, and Sophie Lottie. Erasmus shot is up. And no good. Lynn with another rebound. Just keep adding on. Lynn looking to take it to the basket. She stops, gives it off to Gray. Now to Summer Thiemann for three. Thiemann now has 13 points on the evening. 87-18 with just under 11 minutes to go. Sheck, she pauses, looking. She'll give it off here to Strecker. Nearly stolen away by Lind. Lynn almost had her 9th steal. Strecker will pull up from the free throw line. It's no good. Lynn just mistimed her jump there, and it's stolen away by Ludwig, or rebounded by Ludwig, and then she falls, so that'll be a travel. Simmons Merrill will check back into the game for the Raiders for Erasmus. Metling will inbound here to Klepper, and Klepper will take it up the court. She pauses, gives it off far side to Thiemann. Thiemann fakes a pass, gives it to Klepper. Now to Gray. Klepper over to Thiemann on the far side. Thiemann gives it off here to Paige Gray. Paige Gray wants to go inside, but Simmons Merrill right there to poke that one out and steal it. She wanted to go inside to Lind. Lind looked like she had an opportunity. She would have spun off the defender, but now Simmons Merrill tries to spin off of Lind, and you can't call the foul on that. She hit her foot. I mean, that's just ill-advised contact. You can't. I thought that would have been just kind of leave it alone there, but they're going to get Lind for the foul. So what happened was is Simmons Merrill hit Lind's foot and then fell over, and they called Lind for the foul. I think you got to kind of leave that one. No good on that shot. Rebounded here by Paige Gray. And the other way, the shot is up and no good. And goes out of bounds. It will go back to Mille Lacs. We're going to get a substitution. Both Lattes, Sell, and Jusak for Klepper, Lind, Thiemann, and Metling. Paige Gray will stay out there. Van Buskirk gets the inbound, and she'll give it right back to Simmons Merrill. Simmons Merrill guarded by Lottie. Simmons Merrill, got away with the travel there. She'll give it back to number 50. Oh, no, I don't have that on my roster. Number 55, and it's going to be stolen away here by Sophie Lottie. She puts it up and in for two. So Lottie now with 19 points. And again, I don't have number 55 on my roster, so I apologize. I do not know who that is. You're going to get a shot that's no good, but a foul here on Pine City. It'll be their team's 5th. I think that's Jusak. They're going to call it on. Which, if it is, be her 2nd. And team's 5th. At the line to shoot two is Paulson. First one is up and no good. Paulson makes the second one. Makes one of two. Lottie gets the inbound here from Jusak, and Lottie, that's Sophie Lottie, gives off to Vivian. Vivian stands at the elbow, gives it back to Sophie, and nearly stolen away, but Sophie Lottie will bring it back. And Paige Gray for three, it's going to come up short. Van Buskirk is going to get the rebound there for the Raiders. With it now, I'm trying to see the number. It's Ludwig who will literally hand it to Simmons Merrill. She's trying to work in on Sell. She'll put up a shot. It leans through for two. Make it 89-21. Jusak gives it off to LSL far side. LSL gives it to Lottie, top of the key. Sophie Lottie back to Sell. Sell's going to put up a long three. Oh, no good on that one. She was feeling it, and that was halfway down before it popped out. Ludwig is going to get the rebound here for the Raiders. And that one's going to be tipped, and it will stay. He pointed first at the Raiders, but it is Dragon Ball. And checking back into the game is Caitlin Sheck for the Raiders. Jusak will take it up the court here for the Dragons on the inbound from Sophie Lottie. Jusak gives it off here to Gray, now to Lottie. Lottie fakes, gets around one defender, takes it to the basket, lays it up and in for two. She now has 21. Nifty moves there by Sophie Lottie to make it 91-21. They're 9 points away. Now with it is Caitlin Scheck. She's on the far side of the court trying to get around LSL. She gets around and puts up a little floater. It's no good, and Jusak there with an easy rebound for Pine City. She'll take it up the court, looks to take it all the way. She'll give it back out to Paige Gray. No good on the three. Jusak, easy rebound, puts it back up and in for two. (93-21). We're going to get our subs in for the Dragons. It's not a full 5, it's 4. As it's Metling, Lind, Thiemann, and Klepper. Something about the substitution, not sure what, but. So we're back to action. As Simmons Merrill will take it up the court here for the Raiders as she'll pass it all the way across the court here to Scheck. Scheck for three, no good. Lind there for the rebound, and Lind brings it up the court here for the Dragons. She almost lost it. She'll take it to the basket. Oh my goodness, Lind puts it up and in for two. What a nifty move there by Lind. 95-21. Dragons, can they do it? It's Scheck on the far side for the Raiders. She's guarded well there by Klepper. Now gives it off here to Simmons Merrill. No, excuse me, that's Paulson. Oh, and then poked, but they're going to call Pine City for the foul. It shouldn't be a shooting foul. That should. Oh, that was in no way a shooting foul. I respectfully disagree. They're going to call Klepper for her third. That was not a shooting foul. She was driving in when she poked it out from behind, and I'm going to say it's a shooting foul. Oh well. Lynn checks out. Vivian Lotti in for her. So Paulson drops the first one through. No good on the second. And Strecker's going to grab the rebound here for Mille Lacs. She'll give it off to Paulson. Paulson goes inside, and Piper Metling didn't know it was behind her, and Strecker, kind of aided in getting it to Summer Thiemann, and Summer Thiemann puts it up and in for two, 97-22. And the clock will continue to roll now as we have 6:05 to go. Paulson with it on the near side. She's looking to drive inside, puts up a shot. It's no good. Piper Metling there with the rebound for Pine City. She'll give it off to Vivian Lotti. Vivian Lotti takes it up the court. She gives it off here to Klepper. Oh, it's no good for three. Vivian Lotti had the rebound for a moment, but it's officially going to be rebounded there by Paulson. And Paulson nearly had it stolen away. She'll give it out to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk puts up a three. That's through. Wow. Van Buskirk, a nice shot there. 97-25. Thiemann will kind of slow things down now for the Dragon offense as she brings it up to the front court. She'll give it off here to Metling. Metling back to Thiemann. Now to, I think we're going to get a timeout. No, substitution. So I think Haas is just going to call a timeout to allow Mille Lacs to substitute. And O'Razum checks in along with Scoggin. Again, I apologize. I don't 100% know how to pronounce it. Inbound here to Thiemann. Now she gives off to Metling. Now to Vivian Lotti. Vivian Lotti's going to put up a three. That's off the front of the rim. No good. And Piper Metling will get the rebound here for Pine City. Vivian Lotti all the way across the court to Summer Thiemann. She, she wanted the three, but instead we'll pull it down, give it to Paige Gray. Vivian Lotti will give it inside to Mallory Klepper for two. Her first points of the game, 99-25. Scheck will give it off here near side to O'Razum. O'Razum has the lane. She drives inside. No, shot is up and no good, but a seventh team foul here on Pine City. Depends on who this one's on, and this could be a tough one. I think this is on Metling, and that's going to be her third. Okay, so she's only got three now. This clock will continue to roll. O'Razum at the line to shoot two. First one falls through from Brooklyn O'Razum. Simmons Merrill will check back in for Van Buskirk. And O'Razum will only make one of two there. It's rebounded here by Mallory Klepper. She's quickly up the court with it. She'll give it back to Thiemann. Oh, that almost went behind her, but Thiemann does a great job to adjust. And Paige Gray going to put up a three. It's no good. And Raiders will just watch that one bounce out of bounds. And here come the Raiders. Strecker inbounds to Simmons Merrill. Just under 4 to go. Simmons Merrill trying to get around Klepper. She'll give it inside to Orazum. Orazum drives in, puts it up, in for 2. A little bit of a full court press here from the Raiders now as Vivian Lati gets the pass back from Metling, and Metling will now give it off to, oh, that could have been a foul, but Strecker will get the steal. And they're going to get Vivian Lati for a foul. It'll be a 1-and-1. Be Vivian's 4th. 1-and-1 now for Strecker. Strecker, her first one is up, and good. Strecker's second one is through as well. So Strecker makes them both, and Metling, she's going to have to lob it up to someone. She does. And they're going to get, I think, Paige Gray. No? Oh, they... Oh, okay, I was going to say you can... There's no way. Strecker is going to get her first. Strecker's played a clean game. Inbound here to Mallory Klepper. Klepper wanted to go one way. Instead, she'll give it to Thiemann. Thiemann will give it to Gray. Now to Metling. Metling will give it to Klepper. Klepper to Vivian Lati for 3. And it's just off the mark. Orazum with the rebound. Hits it up the court to Sheck. Sheck will put it up from the free throw line. It's no good. And Summer Thiemann will grab the rebound. She works it up the court, and you can hear teammates yelling, go, go, go. They want to score 100 as badly as everyone. And it's stolen away here by Strecker. Simmons Merrill trying to spin around here, and instead she'll give it off to Scoggin. Substitution here for the Raiders. Oh, instead we're going to get a full. So full timeout called here by the Mille Lacs Raiders. Dragons on their way to another win, their 13th win on the season, as they lead 99-30 with 1:18 to go. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. You can find out more at embracemn.com. So the Dragons on their way to their 13th win of the season. And they will remain undefeated in the conference. Stay tuned after the game. We'll get our interview with our A&W player of the game, as well as maybe a word from head coach Ted Haas. We will wait and see. But again, the Dragons will improve after this game to 13-5 on the season. And will remain undefeated at 9-0 in the conference and make it that much harder on Bram to try and catch up. It'll all come down to that game on Tuesday. Simmons Merrill will give it to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk will hand it off to Sheck. Sheck will give it to Beanick. Beanick will dribble, give it off to Van Buskirk. And they're just kind of going back and forth on the perimeter. And now it's nearly stolen away, but Ludwig gets it back. And now Sheck will put up a shot for 3. It's no good. Klepper right there for the rebound. Klepper gives it off here to Thiemann for 3. That's through! And 100 points for the Pine City Dragons. Make it 102. Summer Thiemann will get 100 for Pine City. 102-30. Summer Thiemann, and she'll get a steal, will Summer Thiemann. And she'll get fouled, and she'll go to line to shoot 2, and the clock will run out as she, I don't know. We'll see. One time they didn't let her, they didn't let Pine City finish the free throws. The one time they did. We'll see what happens. Beanick will get the foul, her second, team's 4th. It don't matter because Thiemann will probably shoot 1, and we'll be done. And no good on the first. We'll see if they even allow her to do the second one. They will. They'll give Mille 5 seconds to try and get up the court and score again. Thiemann no good on the second, and it's rebounded here by Mallory Klepper. That'll be it. So the Dragons get the victory here tonight, and a final score of 102 to 30. So 100 points scored on the night here for Pine City. They had 58 at half, and we were wondering, could they do it? And they did. So Pine City, 13-5 on the season, 9-0 in the conference. We'll take commercial break. We'll come back, and we'll recap this game, then get a word with our player of the game, sponsored by A&W, and hopefully head coach Ted Haas. You're listening to Girls Basketball
Hey, I'm Chad
on
Greenway.
WCMP.
When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
Back here on WCMP, I'm now joined by our A&W player of the game, Chloe Lynn. Chloe, first of all, congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys put on a clinic here over Mille. What does it feel like to, first of all, get a conference win, but also score 100 points in a game?
It felt really good, and I just know, like, at the end when we were getting close, we were all just super excited and just ready for the scoreboard to say 100, so it feels really nice.
Yeah, I could hear you guys cheering down there as soon as they'd get the ball, like, trying to tell them, get up quick. So very cool here tonight. But for you, you had a great performance, a double-double. You nearly had close to 10 steals here tonight. What is that part of the game plan for you to try and go out there and be that defensive presence, or is that just you going after the ball?
That's, for me, I think that's just for me. I really feel like I like to be aggressive and just go for the ball because if you don't take that chance, you never know what will happen. So I just really like to be aggressive and go for the ball. And I think our team, a lot of our teammates like to do the same. So
absolutely. And part of that reason that you guys got out to such a quick start is those second chance opportunities on offense. Is that part of the game plan too, where you guys try and crash the offensive boards, or is that, again, just kind of being in the right place, right time?
Yeah, so that's one of our goals, since we do have 3 6-footers that our coach tells us to crash the boards as much as possible. And for me, I think rebounding is one of my favorite things, so I'm always trying to go in and get the boards. So
well, you do a great job of it here, Chloe. And again, thanks so much for joining us and being our A&W player of the game, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That again was Chloe Lind, our A&W player of the game. Again, thanks so much to Chloe Lind for our A&W player of the game. 18 points on the evening here for Chloe Lind. As I mentioned, 12 rebounds and nearly 10 steals on the evening. So she helps her team get to a 102-30 victory over the Mille Lacs Raiders here this evening. The Dragons improve to 13-5 on the year, and they will stay undefeated in the conference at 9-0. In the conference. So a win here tonight for the Dragons as they will go back and play Mille Lacs on Monday before turning around and having to go to Bram on Tuesday. So a big competition coming up here for the Dragons on Tuesday. They'll go and play this team again on Monday. And Mille Lacs, they got things going here in the second half, but just too little too late as we take a look at our stat leaders here for the Mille Lacs Raiders, and it was a pretty big second half here for Alexa Paulson as she grabbed 8 points total. She got 6 of those here in the second half. Brooklyn Orazum had 3 points, 5 for Caitlin Scheck. As we continue on, 4 for Paige Strecker, and 5, that's 4 and 3, that's 7 for Celia Simmons-Merrill. So again, they did a good job as Van Buskirk also hit that late 3. So they did a good job here kind of getting themselves going here in the second half. And they really got themselves in a position to kind of improve as they go forward. And now we will be joined by the Pine City girls basketball head coach in Ted Haas. And Coach Haas, first of all, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Absolutely, and congratulations here on the win here tonight. A kind of a fluid win here for you guys, but in these lopsided games, what is something that you tell the girls in a competition like this?
Well, we're always trying to get better. We're trying to work on things. I thought the girls passed the ball very well today. They show that they play good team basketball, not a selfish group at all. So that was good. We're trying. We probably used about 6 different defenses tonight, which they all need work, and we need to be able to switch defenses so that keep the other team off guard. So we got to practice that a lot tonight, and so some good things for us. I just thought overall the kids had some great energy and really played hard tonight. Absolutely,
and talk about the confidence of this team and some of these players, because it seemed like they just, when they shot the ball, they knew it was going to go in instead of kind of questioning it. Talk about that. Is that kind of built on over the season as it's gone along?
It has. After the Christmas break there, LSL really has come on as far as a shooter, especially, but some of our other kids are also shooting the ball pretty well. Some of that, is I think, we had a very, very tough schedule early on. We played some of the best teams in the state, and I think that's really starting to show up. I think the kids are confident when they go into games that, nobody's going to throw anything at us that we haven't seen. And, so every time out they think that, we have a chance to win, and I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely. And again, you were able to get some of the younger players in here this evening. Talk about how valuable that is for them to be able to get these varsity minutes.
Yeah, well, you never know when you're going to get in some foul trouble, first of all. I mean, just let alone for this season, moving forward, you get into the playoffs and maybe you have a kid with 2 or 3 fouls in the first half, and you got to be able to put somebody in that is poised and has been through it and, can play some great defense and not turn it over and get a bucket here and there. And, I think we've got a few of those kids that are learning from the experience that they've gotten, and I feel real comfortable with, putting them out there, and they're showing that they can handle it.
Absolutely, and looking forward here, you talk about the schedule, tough first part to the schedule, but this second half doesn't get any easier. You go back up to Mille Lacs on Monday, but then turn around and go to Bram on Tuesday, which is sure to be a tough competition. Talk about what your team has to do here going forward in order to make sure that they keep on winning.
Yeah, well, we have 3 games next week. Mille Lacs again on the road this time. Bram at Bram, they're always tougher at home. So we're definitely looking to stay undefeated in the conference in those next 2 games. And we have Minnehaha coming on Friday, which is a perennial state power. And so we're really excited about the opportunities we have. We think we have some good benchmark games coming up here to see where we're at with. Really, we're 1 month from playoffs right now, and I like the way our team is playing, but like I said, and you were saying, we have a number of high-quality teams coming up on the schedule yet, which we think are good spots where we're playing some high-level basketball against high-level teams going in towards the playoffs. And hoping with the experience that we've gotten with those other good teams that we're going to start winning those games down the stretch and get bumped up in some of the seeding and put ourselves in good position.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining me. Congrats on the win tonight, and good luck going forward.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely. That, of course, was the girls basketball head coach, Ted Haas. Thanks again for joining me. And, again, the Dragons get the victory here tonight over Mille Lacs, 102-30. As we take a look at the stat leaders here for Pine City, LSL with 25 points, and you heard Coach Ted Haas talk about how she has really come on after that Christmas break. As we look, Christmas break, they went up to went out to St. Cloud State and St. Ben's for a tournament in which they lost to both Pequot Lakes and Albany. But this team has really started to improve ever since then, and only 2 losses since the Christmas break, and they have just really been on a clinic. Again, 1 game in their last 6 wins that they have scored under 75 points, and that was against Bram. So this team, you can really tell, like Coach Ted Haas said, they are really starting to get things going together and really starting to mesh real well. But again, LSL with 25 points. She had 2 steals, and she stayed clean. No fouls here this evening. Then second behind her was Sophie Lonti with 21 points, 3 rebounds, 7 steals, and a foul. Then it was Chloe Lind and Summer Thiemann with 18 points. Summer Thiemann had 11 here in the second half. She hit, believe it or not, 5 3-point shots here in this game. She also had 3 steals herself and stayed clean on the foul board. We already talked about Chloe Lind, 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 steals, nearly had a triple-double with steals, and she had 2 fouls on the evening. And then Carly Jusak, she had 15 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for her, 2 steals and 2 fouls. She also had a block in this game as well. Mallory Klepper came in. She only scored 2 points, but she had 5 rebounds here in this game, plus a steal, so a great opportunity there for Mallory Klepper, and 3 from Piper Metling. She had a 3 here in the late stages of this one as well. So for the Pine City Dragons, they improved to 13-5 on the season with this 102-30 victory over the Mille Lacs Raiders. The Dragons, again, we kind of talked about it, we touched on it, and we'll go to Mille Lacs first as they will host Pine City again on Monday, and then they will turn around and travel to will host Barnum on Tuesday, and then they'll travel to Hinckley Finlayson on Friday. But for the Pine City Dragons, man, it's going to be a fun upcoming schedule. As we mentioned, Mille Lacs on Monday, Tuesday to Bram, Friday at home against Minnehaha Academy. Then after that, the next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday at Foley, and then Ogilvie at home on Thursday, Chisago Lakes at home on Friday. Then to wrap it up on the 20th and 23rd, it's at home against Cloquet, at home against Malacca. So a fun schedule coming up here. And as we take a look at it, these 3A teams in Cloquet and Chisago Lakes, as we look at those 2 teams, they're not bad either. Cloquet, 13-7, only a top 20 team in the state in Class 3A. Yeah, so not a bad team at all. Not. And then Chisago Lakes, 5-11, but they're a top 50 team in Class 3A, and when you look at the team, Chisago Lakes has had, just a tough schedule. It has been scary how tough it's been, but they have played some really good games as well and have played some tough teams, so they might be a sneaky good team, and as I'm sure Pine City isn't, not looking over anybody. And I'm sure, talking with Ted Haas and these players, you can just feel that they aren't taking any team lightly. They're going out, they're going to put their foot down, and they are going to take the win. They're not going to just win. They're going to take it and take it to you. So Pine City, 13-5 on the season with a 102-30 victory here over Mille Lacs here tonight. I want to thank all of you for tuning in here this evening. I want to thank you so much. Again, if you don't listen, well, we don't have a reason to come out here and broadcast these games, so thank you so much for tuning in here this evening. Of course, I want to thank, if you were listening, whether you were listening on the radio, 106.5 FM AM 1350, or maybe you were watching on our YouTube. If you were watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Go ahead, if you're on YouTube, just hit that red subscribe button. That way you are notified. Because if you're subscribed, you will get notified anytime we go live with a local sporting event. So make sure to hit that red subscribe button so you can know every time that we go live with a local sporting event here on our WCMP YouTube. Of course, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors. Thanks so much to all of our fine sponsors. If we don't have them, well, we don't have an opportunity then to come out here and broadcast these games for you. So thanks so much to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast and every broadcast on the Q Media Sports Group tab, whether it's KBEK, WCMP. Thank you to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring each and every broadcast that they do. We greatly appreciate it. Of course, the final here on WCMP. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, who will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. Because if you don't have insurance, you can ask them about financing options. They want to find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. For us, though, at WCMP, we will have more coming up next week. I believe on Monday it's Pine City boys basketball. They will host St. Francis. That'll be a good test for Pine City. They fell to East Central on Tuesday, so they're looking for a good victory here at home. That will really help things go the right, or put things back on track here for Pine City. But St. Francis, not going to be an easy team to beat, but Pine City at home, it's always a good game. That's all. I think that's all I can remember for now. We'll keep you updated. Of course, Pine City, or I should say, girls hockey starts here next week, I believe, or the week after that. It starts on the 11th, I know. So they will start here coming up shortly. We will get you as much info on that as we can. Of course, stay tuned to our websites for articles. We'll keep you up to date on who will play where and when. So stay tuned to WCMP Sports or WCMP Facebook and the KBK Facebook, as those will have updates as well on those types of things. Of course, stay tuned for the local sports updates on the morning show on KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30, and on WCMP with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports updates. And again, the final here in this one, Pine City 102, 100 points here tonight. The Mille Lacs Raiders 30. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night, and of course, as always, a fantastic weekend. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night, and of course, as always, a fantastic weekend.